Welcome back, everyone. Good night to all of you, or good morning, good evening. Welcome.
Good time zone.
Afternoon. Good time zone. Yeah, basically
good
time zone.
day.
Good day. Good day. For fuck's sake, I don't know what to say already.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's starting really.
Yes.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Welcome,
I can't wait,
everyone.
my hands are busy.
What you doing being below your desk? Excuse me?
My phone's just on charge. So I can reach my desk.
Fair enough. Okay.
Ice.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I can't see your desk.
I do, it does look kind of sus. I'm just seeing it.
Yeah. But welcome back, everyone. Last week we had a really interesting. Not last week. 2 weeks ago we had a really interesting episode. A lot has happened. But before we dive into today's episode, I do like to start off with some announcements. We have decided to take a Sunday break every 4th week, or when most of us are busy, meaning that whenever I can't DM stream, there won't be a stream. But also just because we often need a break and not overwork ourselves. On top of that, today we are sadly missing Helen. She had a last minute how am I going to call that? Yeah, last minute gig that she could go to.
It's a good band. It's a good band.
I've never heard them before, and
Which band is it?
It's Fowls.
Balls are so good.
Balls,
Oh,
Yeah, they're really good.
I'm gonna go get Helms in a bit. Go over there.
Okay, so yeah, we're missing. But yeah, we are missing Helen today, sadly. Even though we wish her the best and amazing time she can ever have, because it's not every day that you can have a chance to go somewhere as cool as that. And with that, I would like to go to the recap of last episode, where our adventurers dove into a mine, trying to solve the mysteries and see if it's cleared, and to be used by the local town again. Upon entering, strange creatures could be seen in the form of small, what Adero thought of being dragon-kind, all but with sapphire set in scales. As they ventured through being led by those kobolds, they eventually found out that a local sapphire dragon had made its lair just a few feet beneath the surface. Here they found out that the spreading corruption drove the dragon and the kobolds closer to the surface. And as they conjoined their decisions, they decided to help this dragon to reclaim its lair. Upon having a rest and making ready, being joined by 2 of the kobolds, being so valiantly and brave and courageous, diving deep into the mountainside, they eventually came into a larger cave with a chasm in the center and some strange looking creatures. Having a tough fight, they got rid of the 3 dragons that fought. Torval losing his daggers, now in the use of Arderos, as Ardero had a feigned rivalry coming from one of the kobolds. He eventually befriended them, and after a short rest they continued further down, finding that the lair of the sapphire dragon was seeped in by a dark, eerie mist, as a spread of eerie corruption could be felt throughout the entirety of this lair. they eventually found the source in the form of a black object. They continued onwards as they found out that this object was guarded by a larger dragon-kind kin of the previous dragon kin they easily dispatched. Being a deadly but hard and difficult battle, our adventurers managed to drive off the beast as a misty figure with blackened wings and eerie red eyes appeared out of nowhere. The dragon kin was pushed to the ground, skin melting away, revealing nothing but bones. The bones changed to that of a human or anything else human. Having this strange encounter, they looted the treasure trove and took the black object with them back to the current lair of the Sapphire Dragon, where they found out that this is one of the seeds of corruption. Something from ages past, something that might even seek out to destroy the world. And if I recall, you were granted a safe night as the kobolds and Erismir the Sapphire Dragon returned back to their respective lair. That's where we're going to start tonight. As you are standing around in this cavern filled with large protruding emeralds mineral, daybreak is there. As you notice that most of the kobolds ventured away already. Erismir nowhere to be seen, as one of the kobolds pulls on your coat, Adero. Master wants to have this, as he hands out a piece of emerald, shaped in the size of what looks to be a dagger, though only about this big.
Ah, fuck. Oh, well, thank you. Much obliged. This is beautiful.
Yes.
Please say anything towards it.
Don't die.
Well, I'll try my best not to.
Good.
It was a pleasure getting to know you. I hope our paths will cross again.
Bye.
Bye.
As the kobold walks off with the rest of, now you notice, the family of kobolds, as they disappear into the caverns below. You are standing alone in an abandoned cave, ready to set out.
I'm turning to Tovo, like throwing the dagger, or like whatever it is. I'm gonna try throwing it.
Yes.
No, I'm joking. I'll pick up the thing. I suppose we should go outside and see what the other two are doing, what Lilanus is doing, and Edgar, after keeping watch outside of the cave for us, and should probably report back to them what has transpired in the cave.
That sounds like a plan.
As you venture back up to where the mine is, you notice that it actually is daybreak, as a new set of sun rays coming into the entrance of the mine. Out in the distance, you can see two figures standing in front of the entrance. One large, bulky, half-man, half-bull figure, and a somewhat smaller figure compared to the large Minotaur.
That's small. He's 5'10.5".
He just had to get the one up on me.
I guess we approach and greet them. Hey guys. How have you been faring? You feeling better? Okay. It is not. Okay, I can see Edgar still tired. What about you, Didlanus? Are you feeling better after like the rest that you had?
Yeah.
We have uncovered some amazing and scary things. First and foremost, there's a dragon in that cave. He's cool now with us. We're like friends, allies, whatever you want to call it. We helped him getting rid of, like Mist Dragon or whatever. We could have definitely used you and your mighty combat prowess down there. It was a very close call. But we have gotten rid of like some mist creature. We have uncovered an egg or a seed, a black seed that is seeping mist. I'm like producing it. It's like yay big. It's black. It's like cold to the touch and like it's misty. There was voices to be heard within until it came, smashed against the wall very valiantly, and then the voices stopped. And yeah, now we can go back to the village and report to the barkeep, and also tell him that the local lord can go back into mining the cave again.
Okay.
Talking about
Also-
that, what are we gonna do with being the third party in this said venture? Because we have a promise to keep with the Dragonkin and Erasmere as well, to make sure they don't trample over their mines.
No, Erasmir has told us that the local king is good to like go back into the mine and continue mining. Like they are like way down below, as far as I understood it. Like they will be okay with that. I don't miss like anything. I'm quite sure that's what he like transpired to us and like told us. And I would say that's like what we're gonna tell the barkeep, and we should be good here. Like I don't think we are like in a third party. If the barkeep doesn't have any like new information or like the mist stuff, whatever we call it, aims, then we can try and go to like a scholar in the main capital, show them this egg or show them this egg, and see what they are going to say towards that, and find out from there where to go and what to do.
It's a good thing I know my way around Darhevia.
Yeah, we will definitely will have to use that stuff.
Shall we head on?
Yeah, sure. The small dagger was like sapphire.
Emerald.
Emerald. Okay. I'm just gonna note that down as like a emerald dagger.
Mhm.
And that is in addition to like the horn that he gave me.
Yes.
Oh, damn. I'm getting pampered here.
Some of us are.
Well, you got the +1 sword, okay? Don't look at me like that now. I got the useless stuff.
And as you set your ways back to Drywood, it will take you approximately 4 days. In the first day, as you walk through the forest, the sounds of birds and insects can be heard from all around you. As you continue onwards, eventually night falls. Nothing during the day transpires. The sky looks clear as the stars set in. Who's going to take first?
Yes,
I
I'll
will.
test my mic as well and give some
Sounds
second
good.
watch.
It sounds
sounds
good.
It sounds good, yeah.
I doubt
So I guess
my
no
webcam's
can
too
today.
higher quality.
You said that as it broke. No,
Yeah.
you might have gone again.
Never mind.
I think it should be good. I guess I could take the first watch. Then again, I have the lowest perception, but like
I was about to say, I'll volunteer to take first, saying I've done a long rest,
I mean-
and obviously, oh no, because I've just been on watch though. So
I've got banging perception. So.
No, like I
Hanging.
think this doesn't matter anymore, Delanis. That we need 4 watches, right? One night.
Total of the 4, or like this night.
You need 6 hours of sleep and 8 hours of rest.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
everyone takes 2 hours, then we need 4 watches. We are 5 people. Me having the lowest. I should pair up with the second lowest, and we should like be 2 on keeping out watch.
What do you
Who's the
have?
second lowest? I'm on perception is like +0, so like 10.
Mine's +2.
It's +2.
I think everyone's is +2.
Yeah, I
except
think.
for Edgar and you,
Yeah.
Era.
Well, I can take. I can also take watch.
Well, I'm guessing we're gonna sit with Kame then, and we take watch that way.
Okay. Who's taking second watch?
Me.
I can. Oh, guess not.
Okay. Who's taking
he,
third?
he did have his hand up.
Sure.
So did I.
What do you mean? Okay, who's taking third watch?
Can I do it?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
we were
Yes,
all
you
waiting for you.
Please, guys, just one.
Okay, and then Delanis will take the last one, I reckon. Yep. Okay. As all of you but Kane and Ardero bed down, night sets in as the skies stay clear. The occasional sound of hooting from owls can be heard as a large hoot coming from the forest appears.
Oh no, wait, it's like one of these old again. Bear owls, whatever that is. I'm ready to like do anything.
You
It's like coming
notice
to us.
that a figure in the size of that of a large bear, with the head of that of an owl, walks past, looks towards the campfire that you've set up as the glint reflects in the eyes.
I'm casting a spell, control flames, to make the campfire bigger.
Okay. And as you cast Control Flames, the fire starts roaring up.
No, not that. just a bit bigger. I can't make it like it's. Just like make it bright, so like like
Okay.
showing presence. I burned out the woods.
I mean,
Great start, great start.
fireball?
Not yet.
As the owl bear eventually walks off, your watch passes without anything out of the ordinary happening as you wake up. Dorval is taking second watch.
We got through that without a check.
Oh yeah.
Why did we spread? Okay, yeah. Hey, Torvald, it's your turn.
Yes. I will,
Have a good night, game.
Yeah, thanks.
You too.
Smooch.
Dorval, as you sit down by the fire, keeping watch into the darkness of the night, you look up at the sky as you notice the stars. Some of them start to shift and change.
In falling stars or like
No.
what?
Shift and
Oh.
change.
Now I'm scared.
Could you give me a religion check, please?
Oh yeah, I can do it.
Nice.
You look up at the sky and see the stars shift as you notice that 2 of the constellations start to shift places as a new one forms. As you notice, the stars in the sky now portray a large wing with a sword penetrating through it. 2 large eyes in the center. As you keep watch, stars stop and stay in the same position strange sensation. Eventually, your watch passes. But you are going to wake up Edgar.
I just push him around a little bit, and I'm going to wake up, and that it is his turn,
Morning.
and then I wish him the best of luck.
A good night's sleep. Is that Sherry?
Edgar, as you wake up and sit down for your watch, you look around as you notice there's nothing out of the ordinary. Stars shine bright as you look through the forest. You can hear the occasional hoot from the owls. Suddenly, some rustling appears from within the forest's underbrush as a stray fox enters the clearing. Noticing your movement and watching it, it darts off back into the darkness as your watch eventually passes.
Sometimes.
You stand up and wake up Elanus, who is last to the watch.
Wake me up. Wake me up, Prince. Alanis. Gentle shove. Just.
I do not wake up from a gentle shove. I would like to point that out.
Right. I guess I'll just get my bag, and then gently as I can, without trying to anger and harm, hit Delanis with my bag.
Roll damage.
in hopes of waking him.
I'd like to pick Edgar up and put him to sleep myself.
Oh,
Look at that!
No, I'd just like instant kind of sit up, like eyes shot open, prepared, like look over, a bit of a huff, and then go take my seat on watch and just don't say anything, just look at him.
Okay.
stars look weird tonight. Anyway, good night.
Just grumbling to myself, fucking stars and shit.
Would Edgar have noticed the stars?
You would have noticed the stars. The sky is clear, though you have
Okay.
some recollection of the constellation. This one's new.
You're not supposed to look at the stuff as you look around, motherfuckers.
Oh, it's a lovely night.
Get bored? What we want to look? There might be flying things trying to kill us. Hey, we want to look up as well, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, all birds can fly, no?
Thank you for giving me that idea.
Oh no!
Oh, shit.
I'm kidding.
Didn't one
Never antagonize a DM.
last
Yeah.
episode one flower, no?
Nope.
Yeah, look. Well, yeah. One
you
thing
had one
too.
flying.
I threw my dagger at it, and then it plummeted into the depths, and I lost another 2 daggers.
That wasn't an owlbear.
That wasn't an owl, yeah, that was a dragon. That
was a dragon,
Thingy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep dragon rumbling.
But something flies, so if it flies,
This is going
it can
brilliantly,
kill
by the way.
Yeah.
us. Just giving eyes new reasons to kill us.
As you wake up and take your position on the watch, you look up at the sky and notice that the constellations have shifted. The star that you usually use to sail back home is completely veered off their respective position in the sky. It is strange, as now 2 red stars pierce close to each other down on Earth. You look around as the hooting of owls dissipate, come with morn. And eventually, your watch passes, giving you the question: how does one return home and the star seem not in their right position. Yet daybreak pulls you out of that thought, as one by one the companions start waking up again. As the chirping of birds and the noise of insects start to pick up again. Who's waking
So
up first?
I don't get. Oh, I was gonna say, do I get to wake them up, or
You
are they waking up
can
themselves?
wake them up if you want to.
Can I be a dick and just like stand in the middle and just do a big jump and just shake the whole ground and like scare the fuck out of them all?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, I'm doing that.
So we want the acrobatics check for the jumping then.
I mean, you can do. I am proficient in it. Can I do it?
Nah, it's not necessary.
Yeah, but funny. I want to.
If you
didn't kill, get the
fail,
jump.
you
Yes.
will
Break an
fail.
ankle.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Easily enough, jumping doesn't require much skill. As you jump in the air and land, all of you get woken up by the rumbling
Yes.
of the ground with a shake that feels like an earthquake.
Call me fat.
Yes.
As you look around, the only thing you can see is the inside of your tents and Alana standing in the center of your encampment.
But it's not trembling anymore.
It's not trembling anymore.
I'm going back in my tent and I cast Photometry and I make the ground shake as well.
Do I have to do another acrobatic check to make sure I don't fall over?
No,
No,
It's not the spell
it's gentle
earthquake.
trembling. Yeah.
I think I'll join you on that. I'll cast Thaumaturgy as well.
let's go. Oh my god. Earthquake.
So what the
wedding.
Minotaur know about that?
Delanis, as you land, you feel the earth shake from your landing. As suddenly the earth shakes again and again. This isn't right. This shouldn't be happening. Hold up.
I get out. I get out of the tent, and I kind of you just see like magic particles just dissipating from my hand. And I go, "You could have chosen a nicer way to wake us up, Delanis. You oaf."
But I was going to go down the route of Delana's having an existential crisis, but never mind, you dick. Right?
Someone's fucking up with their +1 sword.
Note to self, do not give anything anymore.
Oh no.
I would head to Edgar and show him the dagger that I've gotten. From what I recall is that Edgar was like very knowledgeable on books, and I would try and like throw maybe like an Arcana check for myself, and like maybe like throw some ideas back and forth what this might be able to do, like what this might be, other than a token of friendship. Is that
Roll me a straight intelligence check.
Am I able to help?
You are able to help. In that case, Adero could roll it with advantage.
intelligence?
Yes.
Okay. Advantage. Well, luckily, intelligence is my second best slot.
Oh.
Second
that's
best
pretty good.
stat.
You try to figure out together what this emerald dagger can be used for.
It's a dagger.
What first comes to your mind is that it could be used as a dagger.
It's a
So
letter opener.
emeralds can be fairly brittle. Then it occurs to you. Adero, you have heard of wizards using certain gems in order to imbue magical essences into objects or casting spells from them. And as you put one and one together, you can either use this dagger to upgrade one of your current equipment, or use it as a spellcasting focus yourself. What the upgrade would be, you do not know.
Well, I use it as a spellcasting focus.
Okay. You now have a wand. Congratulations.
What? A wand?
It's
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
No, I can have it in my fist. No, it's like a small dagger. I'm not gonna be like wizarding. I'm gonna like grasp it in my fist. I'm not a
Grasp it.
No, I grasp it in my fist. You know.
I'm gonna fist magic.
Oh my god.
My magic is not
thus the
delicate, like you know.
weave leaves you.
Does it have like any extra attributes to it, or like is it just like a?
No, it can be
focus?
used as a focus. You are not
Wait.
well enough in.
Oh, okay.
In this case, it will be metallurgy, or rune carving, knowing what emeralds can be used for. So you don't know what magical properties you would get from it. But seeing
Like
as
a
it
proper
is,
wizard, no.
a proper wizard would probably know.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, cool.
As the day sets in, you are now on the second day of traveling back to Dryward. As you,
Could I try and play around with it, like throw a few firebolts and like see if they behave differently depending on which focus I use?
yeah, you can. And as
Well, I would like to do that while we're walking.
as you try it out, no change.
I'm still missing. Well, then nothing's changed.
Even a tree you cannot hit.
I would try and do like the same, like stick with like hunting again and trying to like get some old
Fair
animals. So we like would have to use our rations.
Sessions, yeah. As you continue on the day, you notice that some of the clouds are setting in. The further you get away from the mountains, the clouds start to thicken as a slight drizzle sets in. Though nothing to be too afraid of, you continue on with your journey, eventually coming back to the clearing with the pond.
Is it mistier?
No. As you look about, you notice that the pond is clear and fish are swimming freely in it. Looking about, you notice that the dirt track is still there, leading towards the cabin or hut, depending how you look at it. Do you want to continue? Do you want to find out what lies beyond?
I suggest that we continue on.
I agree.
Yeah, sounds good for me.
You continue on, and eventually at dawn, dusk, you camp down and take watches. During each of your watches, you notice that the constellation that was formed is still in the night sky, even though clouds slightly covering it. One of you who has the last watch noticed that the clouds are now completely covering over like a blanket on a bed.
But now everyone has seen it.
And now everyone has seen it. As a rain starts to set in, eventually light breaks. As you are now standing in the wet rain, ready to go on your third day of travel towards Dryward.
It was 4 days last time, right?
Yeah.
It was.
Now, while we're walking, I would like to bring up the fact that like the symbol of Ames has formed in the sky, and if anyone knew anything about what that means for the greater of gods and like history or whatever that means. Once again, looking at the guy that reads a lot.
Would Edgar know much? Or would you want to check for me?
Sorry, what?
No, fair enough. Would Edgar know just outright, or did you want a check from me?
With the knowledge that you have currently, you would know it's from a mess, but you wouldn't know more than that.
I don't know more than that.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Good talk.
Yeah, it's rather concerning though, I would say. Given that what we've seen from the mist and from everything, this might indicate that Ames right now is rather powerful, being able to push away other gods in the constellation, which I assume is rather like a quite powerful move.
Did you, by any chance, know the previous 2 constellations?
I totally don't.
Because, well, your hypothesis may be correct.
I don't pay much
know.
attention to that stuff. Is someone else, tracking with that?
Would that be a survival?
That would
or
be
check?
survival.
That'll be me then.
Yes. Especially you, Delandis. You use the constellations in order to sail.
You want me to? Do I need to do anything?
Just roll survival. Yes. You remember the major star you use in order to navigate back home, but you can't remember which constellation it belongs to.
Yes. Fuck. I'm dumb, apparently.
I may know someone who might know about these constellations and this ill omen of 2 of them converging into Armis.
Who would that person be? Where do we find them?
We'll go to my home in the capital.
Well, I guess that makes sense given our current plans anyways. We're 1 day off from from the small fly ward, right?
I'd say once we've checked in with the innkeep,
Old Wolf, yeah.
then we will leave Dryward to head to the capital.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Yeah.
And with that, you continue onwards on your journey back to Drywall. During the day, the rain sets in and starts to become a heavy rain, as the mud below your boots start to crunch and sludge. Eventually, dusk falls, and you camp down once again. Somehow, no mists are set in still, as no beings with red eyes and eerie grins have been spotted so far.
Is the egg still seeping?
The egg is still seeping.
Still cold?
It is still cold.
Still no voices?
No voices.
Okay. It's fine by me.
As you bed down, you take your respectful watches as the night passes into the next day. With daybreak come, you continue towards back to Drywall. Back to what you know as civilization. Being off the road for so long, it's taken quite a toll. You feel weary and drenched in the current rain.
Well, I'm casting spells to not be drenched and not be dirty.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Just keep myself and everyone else
Warm.
warm and not drenched.
Okay, fair enough. You continue on and eventually you see the edge of Drywall. A familiar town, yet seemingly half abandoned. You can see most of the women and children still about, yet half the male population has completely disappeared.
They were readying for war.
Yeah, probably the
They
war.
all left. Might as well ask him that must then keep what's going on.
That's if he hasn't been drafted as well.
Sure.
First runs on me.
I want a mega pint. Of beer.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
It's like a barrel.
Yeah, just grab a barrel.
Mega points.
Did the device ever drink the ale from the water bag?
No.
Or is it like straight on? Oh, it's like 10 days old now.
It's aged. It's
No, it's
stronger.
mead. Yeah, I guess we're searching for the tavern.
Okay.
Yeah.
You walk through the familiar town as you eventually come to the inn doors. You open it and the inn seems abandoned, except for a few people sitting in some of the benches. Behind the bar, you see a familiar face of the darker tinted old man standing about 6'1", with its weird mustache going into mutton chops, as he is polishing one of the tankards. He notices you opening the door and puts up a hand, as in greeting you. Ah, greetings, you've returned.
But we have.
Well, what of it? Have you managed it?
One round of ale. We'll do a run first. It's on me. And yeah, we have, indeed.
On it? Okay. Cheapest one, I reckon.
Oh,
Expensive lads, okay, I like it, I like it. I like it a
Oh,
lot.
the first one
water.
As
oh, well, the best water you can find.
you notice that he, not from the usual barrel that he gets the ale from. He takes it from a barrel next to it that has this logo etched into it. It's two bottles crossed over on top of each other inside of what looks to be a circular figure with two wings stretching out.
Oh, dragon ale. I know that one.
How did you guess that?
Oh my god.
How did you guess that?
What was that? What?
Well, I'm about dragons, so I figured, make a joke. It's got two wings. It's
Can
gonna be a
I
dragon, no?
retire, please?
Yes.
It's being too obvious, at this
Yeah.
Right, thank you guys
Fair enough.
for watching.
Thank you. We'll see you
see
next week.
episodes.
As you
Right,
say,
Bonnie's gonna take
dragon.
over.
Do you say dragon ale out loud?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, it's the best there is. As he pulls out 4 tankards of dragon ale. One of the cups he has goes into a bucket of fresh water and puts it down on the table, on the counter before you, Kaim. Right.
Wait, Valeria's having meat again.
Right, alright. As he takes out a bottle of mead and puts it down. Right, that's on the house for doing your jobs. And this also, as he takes out a coin purse, puts it on the table. That's yours.
Again.
I figured that you have, well, done what we asked you to.
we've done even more. Not only do we have information, but we've also secured you a deal to take the mines again. In the mines, there was a bunch of kobolds,
Interesting.
including Sapphire Dragon.
A
that
dragon, you
has-
say?
A dragon, I say. Producing the horn. Sapphire horn. Taking it back again, quickly. It was being drawn out of its own lair, like, pushed out of its own lair by the very mist that we've talked about. And we helped this dragon to clear the mist and creatures that were within it, taking out like a small bag, purse, whatever I have, opening it, showcasing like the 12 black claws from like the wormlings thingy that I took. And we have gotten rid of that, and now the Lord is, or like the dragon is fine with the mine being used again for its mining purposes. I wouldn't try and venture too deep though. There might be a way into like the dragon's lair, and it might not look too kindly upon people visiting.
I will notify the Lord Baron. A dragon, you say? Well, that's a story for the books, isn't it?
Just another Tuesday.
How'd you get rid of the mist?
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did, and
We
Should we be more
encountered
concerned?
a young dragon. A deep dragon. It had in possession a seed of dark, evil, and corruptive nature.
Do you have that seed?
Yes,
we do.
May I take a look at it?
yeah.
As you produce it, you notice that there's no visible mimicry or
Wait.
seeing recognition.
Is there anyone else in the bar right now?
There's a few people, but they are not paying attention to this
Just making sure.
conversation.
I want to paint a target on our backs already.
I do not recognize this. Never seen a thing such as this myself. Though I do have an old friend back in the capital who might be of help. Going by the name of Palanthus. That's
Palanthus.
Palanthus.
How? Okay. Could we say anything to that old friend of yours, or them to recognize that you sent us?
Tell him to remember the war about 350 years ago.
Did you go by any different name back then, or like?
No, just tell him that Devil Slayer sent you.
Fair enough. Last time we were here, you promised us to look about and try and find more information, given your position as an innkeeper, or whatever you want to put it. Were you successful in that?
I have found out that the local captain as well as the Lord Baron have received orders to meet in Salt on the west coast. Yet the Lord Baron hasn't departed yet, and his royal guards are currently still in town. Yet Captain Ryan and the Fjord has set out. On top of that, there is no other news regarding what has happened or what's
How
happening.
far
currently.
out are they, Captain Ryan?
They left about 4 days ago. So, thinking about that, they might be close to Bridgeton now.
I'm under the assumption that like a group of people like that would be traveling slower than we would be traveling, right?
Yeah, probably.
So, like they're like 3 days of
Yeah.
our march out, 2 days of our march if we march fast.
Yeah.
And Bridgeton is on the way towards the capital.
Capital, yes.
Okay.
Why is there some query you have, Ardero?
Kind of. Captain Ryan was accompanied by Margaret, if I recall the name correctly.
Ah, yes.
Which was the person that you first
little lady.
encountered with the mist, yeah. Just, trying to check back in with like all the steps that we had, like that any one of us had. See if anyone can like puzzle anything together that we don't know yet.
Maybe
if we see them on our way to the capital, and we can make sure we pay Margaret the visit.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting. Also, given the fact that the army's like out by 4 days, I would argue that like it's like I don't know like how big that fjord is, whatever. But there will be like no problems on the road, given that they were there. So we could try and like catch up with them, and due to that like be able to travel faster towards the capital. Or like getting rid of any encounters due to that.
I might actually be of service to you. And since the Lord Baron has heard that there's people who wanted to help him with the mine, he inquired on a draft horse as well as a cart. If you see fit to use it, you can.
Is the Lord Baron still around?
The Lord Baron is currently still in his manor, yes.
Where is that manor?
It's just on the outskirts.
And there's the carriage is there as well. Carriage? Or carriage?
The cart is currently outside of the palisade surrounding the manor.
I mean, if that is something that the Baron would be interested in, I suppose that's like as good for us as anything else. Speed up our travels. Yeah.
We'll get there quicker with this.
I don't know if you've seen it, but the sky has changed. I suppose you have seen it. Yeah. From what we can understand, there's now the symbol of Ames in the sky, pushing away others.
As you say the name Ames, a spark of recognition in his eyes can be seen. So he gives no reaction.
Yeah, we had the last time already.
Though with Constellation and Ames in one sentence, there's even more of a mimicry as if, okay, this is happening.
Given that the cultists, whatever you want to call them, that we've encountered, were flying the signs of Ames as well, that this black seed is now has appeared. I might be a fool, but that all seems like very, very oddly connected. Would you have any intel on that? Or any ideas?
Do you know what constellation Ames consumed to gain a foothold?
I do. And knowing that this has happened, shouldn't tread lightly. This is information that the wizards back in the capital should know, especially the court wizard. With the appearance of the constellation of Ames, constellation of Shah and Vakan are merged into one. Dangerous news.
Is Ames their offspring, by any chance?
You notice now that Aldwolf is looking around and calls out, right, everyone out, except for you. Everyone out, I need clear space. You notice that now all of the patrons are standing up, taking their tankards and cups with them outside. As the door
No one's
closes, no one's complaining.
But it's raining out.
It is raining out.
Oh, fuckers.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's blasphemy. Deemed by the High Priest back in the capital, as I'm not talking of the true one. Ames is indeed the offspring, Bakken and Shah. Though, as soon as he was conceived, Shah gave birth, mist appeared surrounding Bakken and Shah. Ames didn't have a corporeal body, so he's completely made out of mist, always looking to find either a body he can inhabit or those he can consume. Before the Great Cataclysm, Bakken and Shah already had a love relation, though Bakken, being a primal deity, found out that a mortal being like Shah herself couldn't bear to carry as a mortal vessel to destroy the child of the god, as well as, well, Shah herself. But they devised a plan, and as such both Saloon and Shah became goddesses, both now embodying the moons. Through this, a child was conceived by Shah and Bakken, and after birth, Ames had consumed his mother as well as his father. Saloon, as well as the three gods of light, found a way to separate Mess from Shah and Bakken. Though hatred for three gods of light as well as for Saloon, Shah's hatred and Bakken's hatred grew. Bakken being content to what has happened with their son, now faithfully serves next to the Raven Queen in keeping present souls in its own torturous realm. Whereas Shah takes the night sky and sometimes puts out the sun. Her anger still lingers, though Hermes is currently find a way. No one knows where, not even the gods themselves. And the scriptures that Jurgle made are lost in time. Only select few might have gained the knowledge. With the return of the constellation, my speculation that Hermes is trying to seek his followers in order to free himself again. Well, let's hope that's not going to happen.
Oh, well, with this war going on, it might as well be.
Yes, it's more pressing than we thought.
It is odd that both a war as well as the return of a presumed locked away deity thinking about it makes me anxious. And I'm glad I'm not as young as I used to be, otherwise it would be my problem to deal with. Luckily, Il,
have another water.
Well,
As
I guess before we think about that, given that we might just looking at like the rest of the party, how do you feel about getting off here quickly, using the cart?
We need to
Try
leave
to leave.
now.
Yeah, before we get drunk. I understand. We understand. At least most of us. Looking at Edgar and Ilanis. But I suppose we might as well try and sprint on. Also, before we leave, just one more quick question. Showing him the emerald dagger. I don't suppose you've seen something like this before, have you? In your long times of traveling.
I have seen things like that. Baranthus is more knowledgeable on those things. I tend
Fair
to
enough.
stick to know the brawn. Every now and then just swing at something.
Fair enough. I figured you'd better with your fist than with your brain.
Yeah,
No offense.
don't take
I
it.
just look.
You
Well, it was a
stick with what
pleasure.
You're good at.
It was a pleasure dealing with you. Is there anything we can say to the Baron to speed up things?
No, I feel like the Baron will only slow us down.
I think the cart will like be faster now.
Yeah,
Well, I think we need to talk to the Baron to get the cart, no?
he's given it to us.
It's
Oh, we can
already
just go-
yours.
Oh, we can. Okay, yeah, sure. Well, fuck the Baron. Obviously not. That was out of character.
I hope so.
Mutiny. Oh, we're on our ship now. Yeah, well, I guess then we make for the cart.
I see.
The carrot, yes.
As you arrive to the orange cart that's now dubbed the carrot. You
I was
find,
gonna pull it.
you find that there's
Check
a
out the
draft
switch.
horse set onto a lead at one of the posts just outside of one of the gates of the palisade. A note hanging on to the card, soaking wet now with all the rain going on. As you try to look at it, there's a the ink has kinda seeped away yet. You can read to be used
Nice.
from it.
So they're ready for everything, including our return at like this day, whatever hour, but not for rain. Okay. Yeah, I guess we take it. Can we just drive it like that, or like do we need like?
Is any of you
I think I am.
proficient in land vehicles?
Yeah,
If you
I am.
have the
Oh,
soldier
I am.
background, do you have?
I am.
No, then I'm not.
Well,
You know how to drive
Get in, everyone.
cars.
this might get bumpy.
Mind you,
How big is the front seat?
the front seat can house 2 people.
Okay, I'll sit next to you then.
So
Oh, no.
what the cart looks like, it's a 4-wheel drive. And the back can house about 4 of you if the
So I have cruise
Lanus
control.
is sitting like on one cheek. And the front has room for 2. There's no overhanging things to protect you from the rain. And it can be pulled by 1 draft horse, which you have also gotten.
I guess. Wait, is it front wheel or back wheel?
It's horsepower.
How much was?
Has it got
One.
cruise control?
1 horsepower.
Has it got
It might be a big
cruise
horse, you
control?
know.
Or do we have to manually?
The
change
biggest
gears?
question is, can we also use Minotaur power?
I was wondering.
It's like, get rid of the horse and then just
Put the bus in front.
Does the horse have like a sort of minotaur-y feel to it?
Like, okay, before we get carried away.
Does it have
Yeah.
a Minotaur dumpy?
I guess you just everyone jumps on. And do
Yeah, I'm just going in the back. And
you need like a
Yeah.
check for this, or do we just go by this?
No, you don't check this.
Gee,
Nice.
Unless you're going to drift, but
then
Deja vu.
do you know what DK even stands for? Yeah. Wait, are we under the assumption that like we're gonna catch up with like the fjord?
We'll
Easily.
get there. We'll get
you
to
can get there.
the account
I mean,
in
like
a couple
this
days.
today, like
Not today. It will take you, with the cart, it will take you about 2.5 days to catch up. Seeming that they also are moving. Yeah,
unless
they are
stop in the city.
moving
Yeah, fair.
moving slower because you are all you're in a smaller group, they're in a bigger group, and you have one cart and they have multiple cars as well as people on foot.
But we wouldn't go faster if like some of us were like jogging next to it.
No, you wouldn't be going faster. Normal pace would still be the same, though instead of 1 hexagon, you can go 2.
Do hexi.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah, it doubles your
Um,
movement speed.
yeah, let me do that, I guess.
Well, let us make haste.
I don't know that spell yet.
Okay.
God damn it, Wayne.
Fuck off.
Everything's about spells with you.
Yes.
Damn sorceress.
Can't we just use thaumaturgy on a horse to make it go faster?
Like a whip.
Control flames behind the horse, to like make it beefier.
Are you
Just
going
finish
to
the tail.
brand the horse?
It's like a firebolt every now and then. No, of course not. Of course not.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we're running.
You're okay. As you move out of Drywood, you notice that the cart on the road is actually quite fast, and you at first had thought, especially with all the mud and sludge that is currently set like in. There's a few puddles you go through, and the horse is kicking up some of the dirt, so those who are sitting in the front seat, GG, you do get a bit wet and muddy.
We got all the spells for that.
We got
Yeah.
thaumaturgy, we're fine.
And prestidigitation, we just cleaned it up again. It's fine.
Exactly.
I think we'll just thaumaturgy like each other. We're just so we're not doing it on our own.
Constantly casting it.
It's just
Just clipping your fingers every time.
Yeah. Hey, also, we do that. I would like try and strike up a conversation with him, because I assume I'm like under the assumption that I know that he's been casting spells.
Yeah, you
Like seeing
recognize
his thaumaturgy.
you've seen me do thaumaturgy, yeah.
I don't know like how much I would know about spell casting and stuff like that, but like I would ask him what his deal is to like how he's gotten the ability to cast spells.
My clan are a group of specialized warlocks.
Serving a deity, or like is that too private? Like I don't know what the rules about this. Like
We do have a pact fob. It goes back many, many hundreds of years. There's the tomes that I have read in my own home say that my lineage were the first to meet up with this pact deity in the realm of hell, to come back to this mortal plane.
impressive. Well, yeah. I for one just help the dragon, I guess. That being said, though, I also have apparently some devilish lineage in me, like pulling away the hair to like showcase like some horns, very very small horns. Must be not like a strong lineage, but there is, after all. All right, we could have been speaking Infernal the whole time. That would be so edgy.
I think we should learn Japanese and say that that's infernal.
Yeah.
So all you hear was just being
Awful
super
and-
anime. Just
As
like,
Tortle and Edgar poke their heads out the carriage, did we hear
Cool.
edgy?
Abyssal is now Dutch.
Dondiska.
Well, if Abyssal is Dutch, I suppose Infernal would be German. Better catch up.
We just start screaming and
Yeah.
shouting.
And I reckon that Deep Speech is now heavy metal songs. As your conversation
taste.
continues, you eventually pass, seems to be a village. So from a distance out, Kaim and Alanis, you both recognize this village as some of the buildings are crooked and kind of fixed with wooden planes, as well as some of the window shutters are completely closed and lumbered up.
I turn to Ardero and I say that's where our first encounter with these smiling beasts and the fog started.
It's Ontland, right?
It is on.
Haven't been here in like quite some time.
As you
Yeah, we
continue,
missed 3 weeks. Apparently, on the innkeep that was there.
Very thought.
as you continue through, you break the edge of the town. Off in the distance to your east, going south through the village, you notice that beyond the outskirts and beyond a tree line, an old decrepit building sits in a eerie clearing. The building itself completely devastated and, well, in disrepair. Time, as you look over to it, you see a figure walking through. Not big, as you notice it's the size of that of a child. As it passes one of the windows, you look to the next window. It says no shadows to be found, no figures. Continuing on, as Ardero hasn't stopped the cart, you pass on and are back on the road towards the capital.
I would turn around and ask everyone, like, does anyone need anything? Quick toilet break?
Are we
Shake out the hoofs?
Are we there yet?
Azari, please, break.
Given the knowledge of the area, I would argue that we're like 2 days above Bridgeton.
What is the sky? Is it getting darker?
The sky is getting darker. Dusk is setting in as the star that you know as the blue light is protruding through the night sky. It's one of the first stars.
I think it's time we start making camp. Ardero.
Yeah, I mean, we could just like camp in the city, no? It's like that time of the day. We don't have to camp. Do you suppose it's safe here, or like?
Well, we won't be as exhausted.
Like, how like you describe the city? Is there like still people here?
There's a few people here, mostly women and children.
You mess with the Ryra part again.
It's the same as with Triwald. Most of the men are gone. There's a few elders, like aldermen, around. Other than young men, there's no one around. There's a lot of women, children.
I guess then we will stop here. It's like gives us like a dry roof above our head, maybe a bed to sleep in.
Yeah, we could try that.
Is it like a main building that we could approach, or like?
Doesn't seem to be a main building, not even an inn or a tavern.
If we park outside in the outskirts, at least we get to keep the carriage safe.
Yeah, is there like stables? Maybe stables?
No
Barn?
tables to be seen, no barn.
any like cover for the carrot? For the carrot?
Yeah, but
cart?
how big is the carriage?
The cart itself is about 15 feet in length, 10 feet in width. So that's 3 meters in width and about 4.5 in length.
Well, if we can find some cover for it, then we can do, watches again or something. So we can still sleep, but then in the car, carriage, whatever you want. So.
We just put a tent on the cart.
Yeah.
I guess one has to keep a watch every 2 hours.
Yeah, that's fine.
Given that it's raining. How many people with night vision do we have?
All of us apart from Edgar and Torval.
Yeah.
So it's just me, you, and Delanis.
Okay, so I guess like us three is gonna take like the middle shifts of the night, and like it's I don't know like how we can have a fire running or not, if we can have a fire running.
Well, you take the first shift, start the fire, and keep control of it. Maybe, hopefully, it stays on for until it becomes my shift.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I can manage that, and I help. Torval in the night, and then the last shift goes to Edgar because he got like the best perception anyways, and you two have night vision, right? You as well, Delanis? Okay, yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yep.
Yeah, I would light a fire then with like a firebolt and use control flames to keep up the fire despite the rain. Yeah.
As you set up camp, you notice that the people within the village quickly turn to their houses and shut their windows and doors. It seems to be that they don't really like newcomers or strangers at this point in time. As you set up the first watch, nothing strange happens. As the town is quiet, the rain keeps going. As those of you wake up, second watch.
It's only one. It's only Kane.
As Kane wakes up, the rain slightly protrudes and is less heavy, though it continues on. And due to the dampness, a strange mist seeps in, though nothing above ankle height. Your watch continues on, and nothing strange has happened. As you eventually wake up, those on third watch, which would be Delanis and Torval. Or just Delanis?
Just Delanis.
Just
Yeah, it's
Delanis.
just
I
Just me,
wake
yeah.
up. I wake up Delanis.
Have a quick little look round, ask if anything has happened, and then take post.
Nah, just some moisture turning into mist. Nothing out of the ordinary.
As your watch starts, Delanis, you look into the roaring flames. The flames remind you of home. The mist going around flames reminds you of the crimson red shores after your father returned from a raid. Looking about just beyond, flames into the town, you notice a figure just a singular figure, standing about 8 foot tall, 2 massive horns on his head. A half-bull, half-man figure walks just past the light into the darkness. As it passes through and past one of the buildings, it disappears and dissipates. The mist starts to shift and change as it starts to rise and fall, as if showing you waves. As it suddenly changes into a ship about the size, at least sized model, of your father's ship. A large turtle-like face erupts from out of the mist and bites down the ship, breaking it in half. And as the face disappears, so does the betrayal of the ship. As you try to look around, see if you see the figure again, your watch comes to an end. You're about to wake up, the last person to do the watch.
Torval.
Right, said
Yes.
I said go, sorry. Wake up, you sack of shit. I'll just go over, and after seeing that, I don't want to be as aggressive for a moment. I'm trying to take in what I've just seen. So just like a gentle nudge, pick up, don't say anything, just go straight into my tent and lie down.
I will respect the silence and on my head. Sit down, just keep an eye out.
As you sit down, you notice that there's a slight mist just coming just about above your ankles, as the roaring flames and embers of the fire, keeping you warm. Eventually the rain stops and the mist drifts away. Dawn is here as the first ray of sunlight hits your face, giving this town, this village, an even more eerie look than it had before you actually camped down. As most of the roofs are in disrepair as well as the walls, see some of the buildings actually sunk partially into the ground. And you notice and remember, this town isn't called Hauntlin for a reason, as it looks as if it's a ghost town. Though doors and windows open with the first light, and people start to walk about throughout the town and village, seeming that you now are standing in the light of dawn.
Get ready to make our next trek, our next half of our trek.
Just let everyone wake up in their own time.
Hurry! No! Sleep on the card, fucker.
Nice day. Reading my book. Now to the rain. Yeah.
Okay, morning, lads.
Oh yeah, I'd use thaumaturgy to try out the tents.
Yeah, just cleaning service, yeah. Clean everything, eat everything.
Cleaning on aisle 9, please. Cleaning on aisle 9.
Is everyone ready?
Was that my tent by any chance?
Not all tents.
After what I saw last night, I've gone to bed and pissed myself. And Because Kaim's the only one I trust. Like, come in, fix it.
What do you want, you both?
Ain't not my pit. Use magic, you bastard.
I just look at you and go, lick it.
Suck it, green boy.
I just walk off and I sit in the front of the cab.
Yeah, go on. What's going on, everybody? We got an army to catch up.
And as you set out for the day, you start traveling. Birds starting to chirp, and insects starting to buzz about. Wait, my water? You eventually trek for about 4 hours as you start to notice tracks in the mud. Now with the rain dissipated, you see a bit further into the distance, as after about half an hour or so, you see the first people at the back of this large caravan that is the Fjord of Drywater and the surrounding towns. As you continue on, you pass, well, most of the fjord, as people look at you as you pass. Eventually, you make it to the front of the caravan, as you see on the horse sitting a man person about 6 foot in height, wearing complete plate armor, helmet included, as its horse has this beautiful barding that's not only made to look good and look godlike, but also functional. By his side, you notice a scrawny little woman riding a smaller horse, as you recognize both Captain Ryan as well as Margaret, as they hear your cartwheels passing you or passing them. They look about as Margaret goes, "Oh, it's you! Wait, hold up!" She tries to steer her horse close to your cart.
We slow down and kind of get ourselves in between Captain Ryan and Margaret.
Captain Ryan doesn't say anything, yet continues to ride on your left side, as Margaret tries to not get too close to the cart. You can see she's quite inexperienced with horse riding. "Oh, right, you're back. You made it. Are you joining us?"
Just for now, I suppose.
Till we get to the capital.
Do you plan to go to the capital?
We are planning to, as she looks past you to Ryan, seeing if they give any visual confirmation to say where they are headed. We are going to Bryantown. We are supposed to sit there and wait until being called upon. We've heard that Saltborn isn't quite welcoming yet to the fjord, especially with everything going on. We heard the Navy had a hard time navigating back. Anyways, did you manage to do the thing you were supposed to do?
He did indeed. Quite to tell.
Oh, please do tell. Don't keep a girl waiting.
Yeah, we cleared out the mine, we looked at the mine, and we reported back. Found some more weird stuff that we can't explain. Might as well talk about that over at night, no? Or like we're resting.
Oh yeah.
I take it riding on horseback can be like quite cumbersome and be out of breath.
You notice as you mention horse riding, a slight grunt on her face and trying to shift like her hips. She is not well. She doesn't really do horse riding, but she tries to.
You might say.
What? I'm so sorry, Optimus Prime. I can't hear you.
I heard a few.
You might say.
That didn't help either.
No.
I think he said something about like not proficient.
I think that is what.
yeah.
I think so, but how the camera's frozen now as well.
Yeah. And they're turning off camera.
Well, it's just like I've heard spelling coconut helps.
What's a coconut?
No, no one had that one before. Okay, take it back. Oh, I got it.
Honestly, I think you're well traveled. I have no clue what it is.
It was a crude joke. Don't mind me.
Okay.
How late is it, and how far are we off to like?
It's
to the
about
city?
It's starting to get midday-ish. You do notice that the fjord and the caravan behind you starts to slow down, as if they are getting tired of marching. You notice these are not soldiers. These are villagers, farmers. Most of them are either hunters or just plain old people who work the fields. I think we'll be stopping soon to rest up a bit. If you like, we could share stories.
Sure thing.
Okay.
I'm turning towards Ryan. Like, Captain.
They nod.
Not a big talk, is he? Yeah, I guess we continue with them until they halt. Talking like trying to Kaim, speaking infernal. It's like this fucker doesn't talk you like talks less than you. Crazy.
And I just give you a side glance. I'd just be like, careful. Anyway, I also kind of make a suggestion. I'll be like, I don't think we have time to share stories. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, we'll just quickly check in with like what their plans are. I feel like information is always like very, very important in times of war, so we know what we encounter. I wouldn't plan like sticking around too long, like half an hour rest, get some food in maybe, and then continue with our ride to like the capital.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Also, what you were muted when you just was speaking, so like we didn't hear you. You're still muted.
Oh, rip.
You are right. I am sorry. I was gonna say, can we please stop for stories? Because it's the only chance I'm gonna have to use my performance proficiency. just like proper like. Yeah, I'm been silent the whole time, and
fair.
then out of nowhere it's like,
I mean,
my power.
You can do a dance for us.
Yeah, you can dance and show us how you like we're holding the entrance to the cave.
That happens on the first time that we go out to celebrate and drink. You can hold me to that one. Just stuck shaking my Minotaur bussy in the fucking bar. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna remute myself.
But yeah. Tell us when they halt.
After about 15 minutes, you notice that Captain Ryan puts up a hand as multiple hands raise in the air as they all hold down and stop. About a mile or so out, you notice that small buildings are starting to appear as you are now close to Bridgeton. As Ryan turns over in their horse, gives out a hand motion as people start to scatter and start to sit down at the side of the road, as well as some of them start to go into the forest around. Sorry, I'm over here. As Margaret spears her horse off to the side.
Like I'm looking and seeing like everyone like fanning out and doing stuff, like speaking out loud, so, like in earshot of like Captain Ryan. More organized than what I assume from like a bunch of mercenaries and vagabonds. Good work.
Agreed.
And I guess I make leave for Margaret.
Okay. As you park the cart and sit down, you notice that Margaret produces a bedroll to sit on. As she sits down, right, if everyone wants, come sit down. I have plenty of stories to tell. My mum used to travel a lot, so if you feel like it, I can tell you a story.
We're like a bit on like the time pressing table, given like all the events that unfolded so far.
I'll wait for you guys at a cart.
Okay. Wait, is everyone joining me or is it just me?
It's up to you. Who's joining for
I mean, I
campfire tales?
don't mind going alone. I just want to talk to her about dragons.
I'll head along as well.
I'll
Okay.
find a stick to play with.
I'll sit back here.
Alright. And as you sit down and stories erupt, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 20 minutes or so. Let's see what the time is. Yeah, 20 minutes. So thank you for sticking around. Please stick around
Do you
for
want
the
to
second
miss
part.
all the stories?
Yeah, if you want to miss all the stories, come back a bit later, I guess, I reckon. If you do want to hear some of the stories, 20 minutes and we'll be back and we'll pick up from there.
You don't want to miss out on Delana's playing with the stick.
Yeah. Not just a stick, his stick. No.
Oh, okay. So that's where we're going in the break.
I'm sorry, I had to make it.
Hold up. What's that?
Are we on break or not?
Yeah, we are on break. I'm switching over now to the break screen. Thank you so much. Please stick around. We'll be back shortly.
Stick around.
Yes.
Pun intended. Thank you so much.
I hate it here.
Welcome back. As they eventually sat down after journeying for a day and finally catching up with the fjord, they sit down and are ready to trade out stories. As Margaret is sitting down on her bedroll, taking a few of her rations. Ardero, you were going to sit down next to her as I believe Kaim was staying with the card, if I remember correctly. Torval was doing
I
Torval
was just
things.
sitting against a tree.
Sitting against the tree, okay. Edgar, where are you in this endeavor?
Sitting next to them.
He's parking his Optimus Prime
He's
vehicle.
trying to catch up with the cart. He's running behind the cart.
Wait for me! Wait! Like like someone trying to catch a train. And Delanas, you were trying to find a stick.
Well, I found the stick.
You found a stick.
I'm 8 foot tall. It's hard for me to not get a stick.
Just a fucking branch.
I was like, I'm gonna go get a stick, and I come back with a full fucking tree over my shoulder.
At this point, as Margaret sits down and waves you over, Ardero. Right, okay. I really want to hear anything about your journey towards the mine. Never been in that side of the forest. I'm really curious.
If I'm looking around, there's like a lot of other like people around, like military stuff.
You can see some of like the few of the Lord's Guard that are already accompanying the fjord, but they are mainly functioning as currently lieutenants to Captain Ryan.
I just want some privacy, you know.
Yeah, they just
Possible?
go to they go to respective places.
Okay. Okay, first and foremost, Have you noticed the sky lately?
I did. It
Yeah, the sky.
changed.
Yes. Do you have any idea about what's going on here? What's transpiring?
Never seen that before. No.
You've not.
Should I?
I don't know what makes a wizard. I suppose you're a spellcaster, wizard, given your attire and your book.
As she pats her book, I prefer reading into dragons. It's
What
not-
circle spellcaster are you?
I will classify myself as a wizard.
I mean, like, okay, I wanted to like gauge your level. Like, what kind of spells can you cast?
Oh, not much. My favorite spell is this one, as she casts a magic missile towards one of the trees.
I thought it was going to be like raise the dead or something.
Fireball.
As you all imminently...
Did Margaret hit the tree?
Yes, she did.
Magic missile.
Magic missile is instant hitting.
Yeah.
You
can't
imagine
miss.
hitting your target.
You can't hit like miss with magic missile, but like it deals puny damage. Okay, fair enough. So like fresh from the academy, I assume. As I said, like
yeah.
I don't know what you learn or like what you don't learn, but I myself I'm just like a military person, I guess. But what we have found out is so far there is some sort of cult sworn to resurrect Ames, God, or whatever you want to call it, which explains.
A false
Can you-
god.
I'm not one to dabble with any divinity or like anything like that. I have no idea about any of that stuff. All I know is that we have found people carrying those, and I'm producing one of the. I'm casting Minor Illusion to like showcase like the symbol from like one of the thingies that one of the people have worn, like showcase like the symbol, which is in the sky. We have found people wearing this, killed people like this because they attacked us. Monsters.
That looks like the stars.
Yes, it is the sign of some god or deity or whatever. I once again don't care if false or real. It very much has grasp upon the world. Mist. We have encountered mist before. I assume you've encountered mist. There's red eyes in mist. There's
Wait,
creatures in
hold
the
up.
mist that are attacking.
There's red eyes in the mist. That's... I've got a story about that, actually.
Oh, really? Do tell.
So this is not my own story. It's a story I heard from my grandfather. When he was a younger man, he once helped his cousin, Abik, to get to a small house he had just bought near some lake. So the trip was long, and they would be spending many days on like the road and through the woods. As there was no road to guide them. I don't know where this was, because no roads. Most of the roads here are pretty well traversed. But on the first day in the woods, they did not pay heed to any of the stories that their parents told. That the mists and the tricks that can be played when you're going into a forest. They continued, and as sun went down, they set up their tents, built a campfire. Forest random grew dark, and they started drinking, as young men do, and it made them bold. And my grandfather's brother Pontius had drank too much, as he went to relieve himself in the woods, and after several minutes had passed, he didn't return, and then after nearly an hour, they sat still by the fire and roasting game, while completely wasted, to be fair. my grandfather said Pontius never returned. And as the morning, packed up, the belongings of Pontius were gone. And they thought Pontius was going to be playing a trick on them, trying to scare them. And so they continued also as a group. And they continued walking towards where this hut is, small house. And as they continued through the forest, a mist started to seep in. As they started seeing figures. And eventually my grandfather saw his brother's head out in the distance. And they thought it was just like one of those tricks like young men do. And he ran towards Pontius, but Pontius disappeared as soon as he got closer. And, well, days passed and they grew worried about Pontius as he still hadn't returned to the group. And every night out in the distance, out through the mist, they saw Pontius's head. This time it was different, as his eyes were glowing red. His face in this ever eerily smile. And as you notice that she says eerily smile, a mist around you creeps in as a strange darkness protrudes just around you. And as you look through into the forest, you notice two beady red eyes looking at you as she continues. And
I nudge her. Does she see it? Does she see it as well?
like that, yeah.
I suppose we stop talking about it now.
Well, it's just a nightmare story.
Wait. No, there is no way around. Like an aspiring wizard goes like, oh, it's just a nightmare story. That mist here, like that I can assure you that is not only just a nightmare story. That stuff is very much real because I have encountered similar stuff. Just now we have done that. I'm not one to, trifle around and fool around. That is very much real.
My family doesn't really like me saying things like this and telling outsiders things like this. So they cast me out, but still. It's...
Okay. How about this? How about this? You let me in on one of your secrets. I'll let you in one of my secrets, okay? You wanted to touch my dragon horns the other day. You see something?
Yes.
And I slightly take off my jacket and showcase her that there is dragon scales coming from the dragon horns that are going like slightly across the chest. Golden ones, that is.
Oh. How?
I can't explain to you the arcane nature of it, or any of the nature of it, but it comes down to, once again, looking around. Is there like people around?
Nothing that is. Yeah, just Edgar.
Comes down to. Have you ever run in or like heard the name Maravek, the Dragon Crusher?
Yes, he is famous for slaying dangerous dragons, those who seek out to destroy cities.
That he is. I was on his force, whatever you want to call it, at some point. On our first mission, we encountered a dragon, and upon getting closer to it, we realized it was a golden dragon. But, yes, just to some people, namely Mavarek, the the nature, Marvik, the nature of the dragon, or like inherent goodness or whatever you want to call it, did not matter. He went out and killed it regardless, and then left. I was still in that cave and tried to save the dragon. Tried talking to it, Ring talked to me, and when suddenly the cave started to tremble, explode, what you want to call it, I suppose someone wanted to get rid of the evidence of it. And I assume it would have almost killed me. I woke up outside of the cave, having these horns on my shoulder and these scales growing on me. And I could cast magic. So yeah, there's that.
Been blessed.
Well, some would call it a curse, others would call it a bless. Oh yeah, I'm like putting the shirt back on carefully. Given that you now know the secret, you need to be very careful how you handle this information. Do not speak to anyone of it. You trusted me with your stuff, I trust you with mine, okay?
I promise.
How about this? I consider you know, I see you're like very fascinated by dragons. You want to know another secret? We've met one. Just last week. Sapphire one. Pulling out the sapphire horn. And the emerald dagger that he gave us to me. You see this? Gave this to me. As a token of friendship.
Friends with a dragon?
I am indeed.
It's so cool.
There is a way for you to, I would suppose, meet that dragon in the future. And potentially other dragons. Well, given that you're like here in this fjord, I assume you will be a lot around military. Be careful. What are you doing? Be careful with like, don't talk to anyone about this, but to me or any of my friends here. Looking over to Edgar. Gather as much information as you can from like where Marabek is, what they're doing, what the plans are to the war, and relay that information to me. Try to become as powerful of like a wizard as you can. Try to gain knowledge. I suppose you have heard of this. There is magical means to contact someone through the mind. Sending is what I've heard it is called.
Oh, I've heard of
it. It is, yeah, it is probably out of your reach at this point. Definitely out of my reach. Try and like I will try to like find some other means for that, but try to find some means to contact me.
I might know someone who can help.
Well, for now we don't trust others. Okay. You're a wizard going into war. You will find your ways and your means to be protected while gaining knowledge and learning more about arcane nature. I suppose you will be protected by this fjord while also trying to like defend them with your spells. I trust that you will survive this and that at some point you will be able to relay this information to me. Other than that, I don't know, do you have like any position where you usually hail from? Like which city?
No, not anymore. I used to be someone who travels a lot, especially with my family, but...
How about this? If you find yourself in Dryward, contact Old Wolf, the innkeep. You've seen him, I suppose?
I know Old Wolf, yeah.
If I come across him, I will ask for messages that you have delivered to him, and I will deliver messages to him. And I'm told that he has a friend in Darhevia called Palanthus. I don't know fully yet if that person is to trust, but I assume since it's like a friend of Old Wolf, it will be a friend to like our cause.
Okay.
Same procedure there. And once you get knowledge of spells of the higher level or whatever you want to call it. My name is Adero. You'll be able to contact me using my name.
Okay, Adera. I will. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll also show like the small like wooden dragon statue. I don't know what that. Like. There's also something I've forgotten, by the way.
So cool.
I suppose we'll like talk about this again at some point.
Oh yeah, we will.
We're currently heading to the capital to inquire about whatever this mist thing is, and
Okay,
to try and
yeah.
like stop whatever evil is happening here.
Okay.
But yeah, you're now on a much greater mission than you are on right now. Than you assume. You're on the mission of like trying to aid dragonkind in itself.
I will try my best. Thank you.
You'll do fine. Like, you got this. But once again, don't talk to anyone about this, okay? This doesn't seem safe, especially if you're like serving around the army. I only assume that Maravek assumes that I am dead. So my existence itself is technically a threat to his stories. I need to be careful, and now that you know the story, you need to be careful about it, okay?
I'll be careful. Promise.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Wait, before you go, as she grabs your arm, be wary of the people from the mists.
Well, I've got it as much.
Not those.
Oh.
My people. As she
Your people.
buttons up one of her sleeves, or buttons down one of her sleeves, rolls it up. As she portrays it, there's a small branding of what looks to be a card. On that card, there's like an eye. My people will be recognizable by these. It's...
Okay.
We are not from this realm.
Which one are
Originally.
you from?
The dark one with pain, suffering. I'm glad I cast out. I couldn't bear any more of it, but please be safe. I will try to pull you in if I feel like it's needed.
I'm going into my pockets and I'm grabbing one of the dragon claws, or like the rumbling claws,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm handing it to her. Like, I suppose now you can have like a new family, new people. Now welcome to the Order of Bahamut.
Did you just call your group Order of Bahamut?
Okay, the Fist of Bahamut. I don't know. That was made on the spot. Shut up.
Dude, that's so cringe.
That
Oh my god.
No, but serious, what do I call you as a group when people ask?
No, like, oh, I mean, I have no idea. Oh,
Could you let me know when you figure that out?
well, I just meant you and me, you know.
Okay. Oh,
No.
oh, weird.
Yeah.
I don't know about the other ones.
Okay.
They're not really done with the dragon so far, okay?
Okay.
Good save, good save.
I understand.
I was about to
I didn't-
roll
I
for
didn't wanna
suicide
call
to
the
get
group
out of the
that.
order.
The others don't have the dragon claws yet, okay? I don't.
Cringed
Just
to
between you and me, I don't know if we can trust them.
Okay. Thank you. Whilst that all is going down, is anyone else doing anything? It's been about 15 minutes now.
Someone's playing
Oh,
with the
okay
stick.
I broke my stick and I went to find a new one.
Oh, no.
Wait, you broke your stick.
Don't
Yeah,
break it
I-
too much.
I was playing.
I'm sorry. Continue.
What? No.
Yay.
I'm gonna make my way to
Downtown.
Downtown.
walking fast. faces pass, and I'm Ardero bound.
Nice.
I can play it on guitar if you want.
No,
Yeah.
no, the bard isn't here. Okay.
Oh.
Gets out the
Okay.
keyboard.
Ardero, it's time to leave.
I suppose it is. Have you seen the mist?
Yeah. The corner of my eye.
I've gotten some more information.
Good. So we can talk about that on the way.
Yes. So
And I kind of
where's the rest one? Where's the rest?
wave over Edgar and Torval.
I hope.
We're leaving.
Yeah. I just jump up.
Oh, I have one. Is there like a druid around? Would there be a way of finding one? Like by like asking Captain Ryan?
And we'll probably find one in the capital.
There's not a druid around here with Captain Ryan?
No.
Ah, okay. Trucks. Okay.
Am I part of this conversation? Because I don't think I got called over. Am I just in the corner still with my stick?
Yeah, we're like shouting, hey,
I'm just still against the tree.
Dilanus, stick.
No, I called you over, Torval.
I fetch.
Yeah, but now
gotta
You're
bigger
playing
one.
fetch with the Minotaur. Nice.
yes.
Want a red cape with that?
Yes.
Olay.
Is that possible?
Maybe in the capital.
Right, what am I seeing as I'm going towards Delanis?
You see a red
You chasing the
Minotaur
red cape.
with a stick.
Can I grab the stick?
Is this canon now?
Yeah, it is.
Can I grab,
Yuck.
can I
My
grab the
weakness,
stick?
sticks.
Yes.
Delanis, are
Yeah.
you allowing Kaim to take your stick?
Can I like growl at him but let him take it anyway? As I wag my little Minotaur tail.
Dog.
I said, Delanis, calm down. We're leaving.
What's
And I
happening?
go, I'd start wagging the stick. Start wagging the stick.
Minotaur's bark.
No, but Helen is going to look back at this and is going, what the fuck was happening?
I
And
understand, Helen. Like what?
I chuck the stick closest to the cart. I watch Delanis just.
All you hear on the way past is me running after the stick. I've just gone. Shit, I'm a spit monster. It's fine.
I'm starting to tear up from laughter. You broke me. You first Matty with his comment, and now you two with a stick.
And me chasing the stick, just going like this, just running. All you hear is.
Right, okay, as you all gather around into the car, you eventually set onto your way as you continue and leave the fjord behind. You pass through the town of Bridgeton, that is well known for having the bridge over the Dar towards Darhevia. As you pass the town, you notice that people are ready and waiting for the fjord to arrive, as some of the villagers are standing clad in leather armor, having pitchforks, other types of like hunting spears. Some have short swords and daggers. Others have kitchen knives and clubs. As you pass through, you continue over the bridge, as it will take you about half a day after this day to get into the capital. As you eventually come to your stop at dusk, going to have to camp down, or if you want to press on, tie the horse.
So if we press on, we just go straight for the capital.
You go straight for the capital, but the horse will be tired.
Oh.
It's not our horse. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah, like the horse can rest at the capital, so...
Yeah,
If in
when
doubt,
we
just
get
put a
there.
stick on a fishing rod in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we can switch.
With your strength, that's actually doable.
Yeah.
Alright, that's what we're doing then. If,
Like,
if the
I'm
horse
fine
fucking
with
dies
just-
on us, I'll take us. Fuck it.
Wait, let me actually
But if
quickly check the stats for a draft horse. Because I think your strength is equal.
Am I stronger than a
What's your strength?
Although we.
17?
You're equally strong.
Okay, so if the
One
thing,
minor to power.
if it is too tired, yeah, we just
Yeah, I guess we go
switch to it,
fast.
Okay. You continue on past dusk, and roughly around 11, close to midnight, you arrive at what seems to be the forest gate, the capital. Those of you who are familiar with the capital know that this is one of the gates that is closest to the Darhevian woods and actually opens up into the forest ward. As you eventually come to the gate, you see that these massive, about 30-foot high walls are stacked with a large battlement on top of it. The gate itself standing about 50 feet in height, being lowered down as the portcullis is closed. As you, hopefully with lights, come out of the forest, you notice one of the guards shouts, "Halt! Who goes there?"
I get down and I say, can we enter?
Where are you from?
We're,
This is
we're
my-
travelers from Dryward, coming with a very important information from the local lord. We just want to go in, gather some information, and be on our way again. There will be no trouble from us.
Right, travelers at this
That's
hour
welcome.
are unwelcome. Please stay your business at the earliest of dawn.
I live here.
What's your name?
Fine.
Oh yeah, right, my neighbor.
Yes.
Time. Good for you. Same goes for you. Wait till dawn.
I mean, this is time for like persuasion check, no?
I'm gonna say
Intimidation check?
No. You can't imitate a guard.
I mean, I could try.
Time. You were going to say.
You should try and persuade them, no?
I was gonna say, I guess the Red Lancers will not be too pleased to hear.
As
we
you
are all
mentioned,
kept on waiting.
as you mentioned that, you notice that the guard murmurs to another inside of the tower. As suddenly the guard shouts out, "Open the gate!" As the portcullis start to rise. Right, this one time you're allowed through. Got it?
I just glance at him.
I'm gonna question the Red Minotaur.
They don't seem to question the Red Minotaur.
Just vibing with my stick. I'm no harm to anyone.
Fair enough.
Yet.
I go back on the cart as it moves on in.
Seems like your name got more sway than you've let on earlier.
Damn.
As you go through the gates, you come out into what looks to be one of the larger wards of the city, as houses about 4 floors high, each with different staircases leading to different floors on the outside, are scattered across this city. You recognize this ward as one of the less wealthy wards, yet they do seem to have some decent coin. People with decent jobs probably live here. And as you continue onwards, where do you want to go within the city?
I turn to the group. My home is not too far from here. If we follow my instructions, we'll make it through.
Sounds good to me. Do you have any notion of where Palanthus might be?
Lanthus will probably be in a noble's ward.
It's like the library around the Noble's Ward or whatever.
We'll worry about that another day, tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right now we get everything rested and let the horse rest.
As you continue through streets with the guidance of Kaim, you find your way past the forest ward, and it opens up into a somewhat wealthier ward as you notice that the buildings are starting to become more elaborate, more extravagant, as well as larger in size. As you find yourselves in the artisan ward of the city, you notice one of the buildings it's made out of a tower with two, looks to be bridges, but no ends to the bridges. As a ship hangs in the sky, attached to this one bridge. As you continue onwards, you see one smaller building, not as large and high as the building with the ship on it. A church or cathedral is set in this ward. Not in disrepair, it looks to be really fancy. As 7 spiraling towers are set out, each carrying seems to be the symbol of a star, as a large dome in the center, in between the spires, has beautiful inlaid stained glass. As you continue onwards, you pass through what seems to be some of the market stalls, as one of the buildings catches your eye. As you look about, this lavish building in the artisan ward of Darhevia stands out with its vibrant colors of blue, cyan, and magenta. Corinthian-styled pillars, each spaced about 10 feet apart, line the outside wall of this building. Each capital is carved with the same image of a creature, with the body of a majestic lion, a human head with the manes of a lion, and 2 outstretched wings. Above the door a sign is hung, though within the darkness it's kinda difficult to read what it says. Even with dark vision. Dark vision, the street light might do it, as the sign says Griffin's Magic Emporium for all your magical needs. As the 10-foot high double doors are now closed, you continue onwards past what looks to be like a coliseum with beautiful pillars and alcoves. Statues are spaced out in some of the alcoves as a large gate closed leads into the center of this coliseum. Past that, you eventually come to a halt as Kaim points to a 4-story high building that looks to be a renovated guard barracks. The building itself gives out an ominous feel, though the firelight inside greets anyone with warmth and welcomeness. As you are now here. And let me shift you over to it. So you're looking currently at this building.
If I would have known like how good you are, I wouldn't have, first one would have been you.
Is there any place that we can put the cart and horse?
You know that you have a It's like a courtyard within your building, and there's a gate just behind the alleyway that leads into the courtyard.
If you put the cart by the gate, we'll get someone to open it up. Who's coming in with me?
I'm joining.
Also join.
Guess we're all going.
Yep. Okay.
As you enter through the front door, upon entering the foyer, a large staircase is meets you, as the staircase itself spirals up to the floors above you. Paintings and potted plants can be found scattered across some of the walls to give the house the feeling of a house, and not that of old barracks. One of the old walls in the central area has been knocked down to create an open space for visitors, as a fireplace roars and gives a welcoming warmth to anyone who visits the house. Above the fireplace, you notice an odd piece is displayed, a crooked black blade made out of black metal imbued with grooves of firing modes. Its eerie feel can be felt by anyone looking at it, as on the plaque a description is noted down. Welcome to Kaim's house. That's not on the plaque, but welcome to the house.
Oh.
You living alone here?
No, my parents and many of our trainees that study under us live here. We'll call this place a temporary place to stay while they go on their adventures as well. So make yourself at home. Delanis, don't make a mess.
So condescending. Thank you for your hospitality.
That's right. I'll go.
Can I go
sleep.
plonk
Anyone's-
myself in a corner? Sorry.
Can I make like an arcana check for like the sword? Like, can I look at it and like...
Yes, you can.
Look at it or arcana check?
Both.
Forget that I asked, never mind.
So as you look at the sword, you are standing close to the plaque. Though not knowing where the sword is from and how it is made, the plaque itself does say, "From the fiery depths of hell, this blade was recovered as a prize of victory during the infernal war by a Bellis Highshade. May it always display our loyalty and bravery."
Is that displayed in Infernal or in Common?
This is in common. What?
That's what I was expecting with the low roll. It was like, I think it's a spoon.
Nice. Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. Kaim, as you walk off to see if anyone's available, who do you want to look for first?
To see if any of the usual people that stay here are here, or one of my parents.
Okay. As you look about, it takes you a while to find someone who's still awake this time of hour. So eventually you find... Clever, one of the tabaxi that you've taken in a few years ago. His blackened fur and yellow eyes stand out to the candlelight that is in this room. As you open up the door, he recognizes you. Ah, Kaim, you have returned.
Indeed. I have a quick question.
What is it?
How many beds do we have that are available this night?
Currently, The Lord and Lady are out, called for the War Council. At least with the Red Lance family. I think you can have your father's bed if you have friends over. I think we have about 3 beds left for you to use.
I'm sorry for bothering you at this time, Clever.
Oh, that's alright. I mean, I'm somewhat of a night person anyways.
Stay safe.
See you.
And I head back down and tell everyone that there are beds available.
And there's 3 beds available, but 5 of us. No, it's 4, sorry, including you in the parents' bed.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'm on the floor again. That's a given at this point. That's
Fair
almost
enough.
sorted. Just need to find me floor space. How
We'll run
big
somewhere.
was the house again? Like, is there a corridor I could just lie down in that might just be long enough?
So the house.
Regardless, you could sleep there if you want,
Where?
by the fireplace.
Oh.
Careful with your hair.
Yeah.
The house itself is, you are currently still standing, or you're currently still in the main area, but it's like it's a squared building going around a courtyard. It has in total 4 floors. Staircases inside lead to the floors above you, and each floor has about 6 rooms. So the floor you're on currently, like where the entrance is, also has the kitchen and the dining room.
The rest of you, I will take you up to the available beds.
Once again, thank you for your hospitality.
I mention it.
Into your catchphrase.
Yeah, guess we sleep.
Okay. As you all bed down, the strange feeling of the house gives you shivers as the night passes. The feeling of not being completely well rested washes over you, though you have had enough sleep. Come to you, this feeling is completely normal, and you feel like your usual self. As you wake
Do
up,
I have the feeling as well?
No, I feel normal.
No, do I have the feeling as well?
yes.
So
As
you
you
feel like I'm no warlock and okay. Yeah.
As you wake up and try to find your way around the house, the smell of eggs, bacon, sausages, anything that you can think of for a
This there
breakfast
again.
has been made. As you walk downstairs, you notice that a black-furred tabaxi is seated in one of the chairs on the dining table. His blue eyes pierce to any of you who ventures down, but doesn't say anything, just leaves you be. As eventually, a man walks out of the kitchen. From the features, you can tell that this is Kaim's father. As he gives you a cold shoulder, doesn't say anything, just sets down a plate of food and sits down to eat it. Eventually, a woman comes down the stairs, well dressed in a beautiful red and black dress with golden jewelry attached to it.
She hot.
My mum.
For hotness. Can we roll for hotness?
Are you? As she walks down,
Minotaur's howl?
as she
No,
walks,
she always-
as she
no.
walks down, Her beautiful features and brown hair tell you that the way Kaim wears his hair is definitely from the way his mum used to do it to him. As you notice that the hairdo is the same. Kaim, as you see your mother enter, she turns to you. Ah, Kaim, I'm so glad you could join. Welcome home, darling.
It's nice to see you again, Mother.
Please.
Mommy?
Sorry, Mommy.
I knew it was gonna.
Sorry.
I give up.
I knew it was gonna happen. I was waiting for it. I knew it wasn't going to be me, but I knew someone was going to say it. I was expecting it to either be Foying or Matty, and I was fucking right.
To be fair,
because I can't see Matty.
He's
like,
muted.
I'm just, is it going to be one of the other? But I was like, I could see it in Foying's eyes, like, do I say it? Do I not? What was going
Someone
on?
has to
Doing
do
it?
Looks like boing.
Not me.
Pax mummy?
Wait, so like, are we on the at the table as well, or like how?
You're currently standing in the foyer, not knowing where to go.
So I approach the table and go like, may I have a seat?
Yeah, please do. Kaim, who are your friends?
My name's Adero. Hello, nice to meet you.
Confidence, I like it.
The pleasure's all mine.
I give it like a cartoon, like a head.
These are my current companions. We've just come from Joy Awards after finding something very worrying.
Oh, that doesn't sound too right at all. I am Lady Highshade. I am the lady of the house. My husband over there, Lord Highshade. Not really a talkative person, but please feel free to come and go as you please. I'm pretty sure that Bartholomew has breakfast ready. So please take a seat. As she looks over.
Thank you for your hospitality.
As she looks over at the group. Oh, never seen a Minotaur before. Such interesting specimen.
Right, love. Sorry.
You want to touch one?
Can I ask a question out of character for a second, though?
Yeah.
Wasn't Time's parents meant to be away doing stuff? How come they're here now if they weren't there the night before?
No, they didn't walk with the city, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Sorry, they
were in the city.
Oh, okay. They just weren't in the, right,
in the house.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I thought so. I just wanted to check. Okay, sorry.
Please do have a seat. If you have any questions, please ask. But any personal matters we won't discuss. If you have any questions about the city, please feel free to ask them.
Thank you.
So our encounter, we were sent to a mine just northwest of Drywall. We encountered the family of kobolds and their master, Sapphire Dragon.
My.
And these creatures, they were driven out of their home by some dark, evil, corruptive energy.
Can you describe this force?
We've been encountering it pretty much most of the time. It starts off as a fog. In the fog, we can see a pair of red eyes with an eerie grin. We, in fact, do have this item, and I bring out the seed and put it on the table. This is what we found in the cave.
So the legends are true.
You know of this seed?
You do know I follow the old gods, right?
Of course, I do. That's why I thought it would be easier for us to come here straight away after finding this item.
These seeds are created by Veccan, all of the mists. So, during the birth of his son, the mist took over most of what Veccan had created and owned. And these seeds, these things are a way of setting him free.
Do you know what we can do with this?
Keep it safe, keep it away from I don't know who, people trying to take it from you. You might want to try the court wizard.
Yes, I suppose you're like well traveled here in the city. Try to do you know someone called Palanthus?
He is the court wizard.
Well, what a coincidence.
Palanthus and the Arcanum have guarded magic through, well, centuries. People say Palanthus can't be killed, but it's probably just his elvish heritage that grants him almost eternal life. The Arcanum, however, is a place where you can find information on things like this. Though most has been lost after the Infernal Wars. I do not wish to speak of it, or it gives me chills to think that you, especially Kaim, brings something this evil inside of the house. I thought I raised you better than that. Now, please take it away. And let's have breakfast.
Okay, so I'll put it back in the bag and enjoy a meal.
Okay. And as you chomp down on the meal, it tastes delicious. Haven't had such a good meal in, well, a few weeks.
You should talking about rabbits.
Yes, I'm shit talking about rabbits. As a well-cooked and fresh meal is set before you, you eat up. You have the day. Who or what do you want to go to?
Well, I'm once again thank you for hospitality. You know, going to like the parents, and thank you for the information. It's be great help to us, I guess. And I would argue we try and head out to Palanthus.
Sounds like a plan.
Do you know where his wizard tower is?
He doesn't have a tower, he resides within the castle, but to get into the castle you need to be of renown. Especially in these dire days, and as she gives a glance to Delanas, don't think he'll make it into it.
I'm looking to Kine. Is your name gonna have any say in that?
Probably not. I'm not as well known as my father.
Dear Lord, dear Sir, would you be able to aid us in any way or form to talk to Palanthus?
As you ask him directly, he just gives you a glance, doesn't respond to you, stands up and leaves the room.
I'm turning to Game. Was that a yes?
He does what he likes.
Okay.
He'll help us regardless if he knows what this means.
I do apologize for my husband. He isn't the talking type like Kaim is. You'd hear the stories Kaim often told at the table when he was a
Right.
kid.
Right.
I do miss you, Kaim.
I miss you too. I kind of say that coldly as well.
Wait. You're speaking common when you're doing that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so would you help us then? Asking like the lady of the house.
I have no say in it, even though it's a matriarchal society. But no, sorry. I got married into the family, sadly.
Well, you two have been out to the war council or like whatever you want to call it, council.
I
Yes, a
accompany
knight.
the council because I stand for the belief that we should help people.
So they should know your face?
The Redlands family does, however, the Queen and the court doesn't know my face.
Or we just need to get through the gate, no?
Well, the ward itself, I can enter. I can't enter the castle gates.
Well, okay. Yeah. Thank you for the help.
Remember what I think you
yeah.
said as well.
I'm giving like once again like a slight bow and in Infernal saying like it was a pleasure meeting you and
Pleasure was all mine. Please come again. Keep Kaim safe, please.
Kaim has proven himself to be more capable of that than any one of us. But we'll try our best.
That makes me happy to hear.
So I guess I'm turning to the other three that haven't been talking so far. From what we just could gather, I guess, we need to split up to some degree. I suppose it's going to be safe in here in the castle. Does anyone want to accompany? Like, do we have any plans? Looking like at the... I suppose there might be a thieves guild or whatever you call it. Like a natural, like usually when there's a big city, there is crime, and when there's crime, there's money to be made, and when there's money to be made, there is like people organizing around that. I suppose, looking at Torval, you might have some ideas or like some ways of interacting with a crime syndicate. Maybe gather some information. What should be done to like try and do that with Yulanis in your back
We can
maybe
try
like
the direct
Becca?
approach first before we put ourselves in a situation like that.
I'm just trying to like use our time as efficiently as possible. I can totally see us not being able to enter the castle grounds or like the noble ward grounds, even like anywhere with a red miniature in our party. No offense to you, of course, just by like the current politics. It seemed like a good shout to like not have you there. Also,
might be able to speak to a few of the criminals. I think.
that's what I've just suggested. We split up in like two groups. Cam and I try to like go the direct way, and you two try to like go another way, and then we meet up again.
Because of the politics reason, can I stick with Kaim? Because Kaim has some kind of value with his name. Obviously, me being with Kaim would make it a little bit more sense rather than just
I mean,
instantly.
You could stay as well, but like I suppose
yeah,
that
true.
Kaim would be best in the noble area as well because he knows more about like the guards and like their behavior than I do. I'm just like some random military person.
Yeah, I'm-
You're gonna have to trust these people if we are to be able to get anywhere.
So, does everyone agree to that plan?
Yeah.
so.
Yes, I leave.
Yep.
And try to head towards the gate.
All right.
Or head off out in search of criminals.
As you head off in search of a location or people to talk to, I think
Wait, we should know where the gate is now.
Yeah.
So we just beeline it now.
You'll beeline it with Kaim.
Yep.
I was going for ending stream
Oh,
the episode. I know it's early.
Yeah.
But I feel this is a perfect time to end.
I
So it
feel
gives
like if we kept on continuing, then it might be harder to stop.
Yeah, and getting messy and too much lore dump.
Yeah.
And now I have more time to prepare the entire city for you, as well as what you want and need to know.
sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll be ending it here. Sorry, it's a short episode this time, but I would like to just, take every preparation possible in order to give out as much as I can next week. We'll be seeing what is going to happen and what will be developing. I'm really curious as to how this will end.
Pretending like you don't know already.
I mean, with players, you never know. It can go A, can go B, can go Z.
I don't have fireball yet, so I'm not predictable, I guess.
Fair enough. Once again, thank you so much for watching. We really, really appreciate every single one of you. We hope to see you next week. If you couldn't make the entirety of this episode, we do post it on Wednesday on YouTube. Keep our socials in, keep an eye on our socials, as I will probably be giving some details out soon about something that will or might happen, which is going to be interesting. It's not going to be spoilers, but it's going to be some sneak peeks about what is going to happen. Once again, thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much to you again. Also for giving me the week off last week, so I can take my time.
Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome.
Honestly, it worked out for me as well because I was stuck in work until I didn't even see the ping. I was like, "Shit, it's D&D tonight." Fuck. It's when I was when I was really ill, so I'd lost track of days. I was like, "Shit, it's Sunday." I was still at a shoot. I was like, "Okay." It worked out. It's okay.
In the future, we do take a break every 4th Sunday, or unless we announce it on our social medias, because there will be some events that will happen in the future that are not colliding with our 3 weeks streaming 1 week off. But we'll try to make sure that that's been notified beforehand, as well as any people who are involved in this, which is me and my beautiful players.
No, you.
No,
no
you.
worries. Just checking actually.
Yeah.
TwitchCon's a given, isn't it?
Yeah, TwitchCon is a given.
Cool. Are we all at TwitchCon actually? Now I think about it.
I think most of us are.
I think
I am Sunday in theory.
I am Sunday if there's still tickets.
I don't think we're getting tickets, but we're there Friday till Monday. I think we're doing Friday till Monday.
Yeah, same.
No, fair enough.
We could just do it live.
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
Just with someone's phone.
Bringing my entire setup with me.
I'm bringing my portable setup with me. What do you mean?
Me.
I'm not.
I don't want to subscribe to plans yet. In that sense.
Nah.
I don't like it. It's gonna be probably busy.
Yeah, it's going to be really busy. But we will be back next week, as well as on YouTube, and I'll have a talk any of them to see if we can do some joint things during the week in order to get some more streams out, get some more things going. But we're not destroying his vision, their vision anymore. Once again, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. we hope to see you next week. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube, please subscribe. Please give us a like on the videos. Get us into the algorithm. And I think that's it for anything that we had to say. Matty, go sort out your Wi-Fi, please.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Me neither.
Oh, have a good
You
one.
sound like you would be fighting Megatron earlier. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Anyways, good night, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you around. Bye-bye.
Bye.